Welcome back to another video here. It is the frozen tundra of North Carolina. We are actually headed north to the more frozen tundra of New Jersey to pick up my new car. Was reading some comments. Some of you guys are close. Some of you guys out in left field on what my new vehicle is. What were the hints that we gave? We said it was a four-door and it was spacious and it was an 08. I think that's it. That's all the facts that we gave you guys. Some of you guys got close. Some of you guys, if you guys follow me on Instagram, you've probably already seen it. But that's what we're doing. Right now it is about 9 o'clock. And, no, about 8 o'clock. 8:30 maybe? I don't know. Lost track of time there for a second. We had a great day of paving. We got the whole entire shop paved, so no more dirt everywhere. It looks great. Shout out to J&J Paving, Jake Boswell and the guys there. I'll put his number or a link to like his Facebook in the description below. If you guys need any paving work in North Carolina, Virginia, Georgia area, they are definitely the guys to go to. And if you want to get your ass busted street racing, they're the guys to go to. So that's what we've been doing today. Really didn't work on anything. We worked on the Corvette last night. And just wanted to give you guys a video for today while we're driving up there because we're not getting to New Jersey until noon. We're driving all through the night. We're team driving. We got 4 of us. We're going to drive 15 minutes each and rotate the whole way up there without stopping. It's going to be intense, like a camping trip. But I want to talk to you guys about Slick Rick, everyone's favorite massively turboed 3rd gen Camaro. So for those of you guys that don't know Slick Rick, this is her 481X 140mm turbo. Mickey 2-speed 400 with a lockup, 9.5-inch floater, double frame rail 3rd gen Camaro, set up for radials, 275s. You guys have seen it. We've had it for a while. We've been slowly building it, but now we are almost to the phase where it's just like, holy shit, it went from like not together to together pretty quick. So Steven at Rock Solid Motorsports did the turbo kit. Absolutely awesome. Everything fits great. Super excited about that. Looks awesome. Big shout to Steven. Killed it. Everything at Rock Solid Motorsports is great. Oh, look at this. We have a Race Parts Solutions Wiggin style or dual seal clamp. Literally said we have one of those on everything. And we do. We're getting down to it. Matt was tinkering on this thing. When Matt's working on this thing, I don't really film him and I don't bug him because I kind of go in the other room and work on my shit over there. He's over here working on this thing. He kind of has free reign over the build as far as like placement, layout, how everything is, what parts we're going to run. He's really just been, just go at it. I build a lot of cars where I'm just like, hey, I want to put this here, this here, this here, this here. This is Chris's car. And Chris doesn't mind if I say, hey, put this here, but Matt's very good at this. This is literally what he does for a living. So I figured might as well let the guy do what he's got to do. I don't go to the dentist and tell him how to do his job, so I'm not going to come over here and tell Matt how to do his job unless it's on my stuff and I want to be difficult. That's a little different story. So what all he has done was really just kind of like the layout. A lot of thinking, a lot of thought process goes into this because you really got to be strategic on how you lay everything out. You put one thing in the wrong spot, it makes it a lot harder to do the next thing, and then the next thing, and then you got to move this around and that around. So we compare it a lot to playing chess or checkers. When you're building a car, especially this caliber, any race car really, you got to be playing chess. You got to be thinking about your next step and your next step and your next step. You don't just want to be thinking about this, what's in front of you. Oh, I got to run this line from here to here, and you do that, and then it just doesn't look good, doesn't work good, or it's a pain in the ass to work on. So he had taken the motor plates off. It's pretty convenient that each side comes off independently. And we got some things mounted up. We have a Clearview oil filtration system. We like these. This is the 4-inch Clearview. Absolutely awesome. Went with the 4-inch on that just to save a little bit of space. The 6-inch obviously is quite a bit bigger. We have the 6-inch on the Bad Apple. A little bit more engine bay room. The engine bay gets eaten up by the large diameter piping. 5-inch charge pipe, my baby. Love the 5-inch. Fought for this 5-inch charge pipe. 5-inch down pipes, you got 2 of them. Generally on most of the turbo stuff, whether it's a 118 or a 98, it's a 5-inch outlet to dual 4-inch. You would be surprised how much an inch makes up a big difference.
That's what she said.
Michael, please.
There he is.
Please.
There he is. Come on.
So engine bay wise, you got to be conservative and very strategic on where you put everything and how it goes. So oil pump is on that side of the engine. Oil filter is on that side of the engine. Fuel pump right in the center. We got our fuel filter over here. So we're actually going to run from the tank. It's going to go, now don't quote me, I could be doing this wrong, but it's going to go down below the exhaust, the downpipe, and then we're going to build a flange off of this pump. So 481X has a Hemi front drive setup on there. So this is pretty common in all the Hemi stuff. Works great like if you have a blower application because it's kind of not in the way. But here it's pretty close to the exhaust, so it has a 4-bolt flange with an aluminum fitting. We're going to cut that and actually make a pipe that angles out with a AN fitting on the end. So we'll kind of direct that away from the hot side, away from the exhaust, and then we'll put the fitting on the bottom. That is your inlet, and then your outlet from the pump is going to go from here right over to the System 1 fuel filter, and then from the System 1 fuel filter it's going to go into the rail. So I don't know if he's going to that rail or to this rail, but that's kind of the general layout. You do have to return it back to the fuel tank. So whether you go up here and then loop around the back and then return it to this side, or whether you go on that side and return it from here to here, really depends on how you want to do it. Fuel pressure regulator, we generally mount these somewhere close to the tank so they're not hanging off the fuel rail. And then, you know, whether you have it where it goes directly to the tank, where you weld a fitting to it and then screw that guy on, that's kind of how the Black Sheep is, or you have it just off there with a fitting going in it, that's where we like to mount our fuel pressure regulators. That's the basic layout, what we got going on here, just a little bit of thought. Oh, also we have back pressure sensor canister. This takes a lot of the noise out of the readings from the back pressure sensor. We have that mounted to the motor plate as well. Have I said enough yet? A pretty basic rundown of some changes and some things that have gone on here. We have an order going into Motion Raceworks Rife Sensors for their sensor blocks. We're going to run 3 separate sensor blocks, I believe. One up here for kind of like the dome pressure stuff, one back here for the engine stuff, like oil pressure, map sensor, stuff like that, and then one on the transmission. So trying to keep everything pretty close, compact, neat. You have your wiring harness running right to that. It's nice, you know, the sensor block is right here. Run everything remote mount, so we're not sticking any sensors in the wastegates like that. Everything will be remote mount. Very good. And then you'll be able to run your harness down to that sensor. Very clean, easy to work on. That's really what we're going for here. I feel like I'm talking a million miles an hour, so I got a lot of stuff to do. But we're plugging through it. Oh, one thing we still do have to mount is the scavenge pump. We'll let Matt talk about that when he's ready to put that in. I have no idea where he's going to put that. We did order some tabs to mount the Race Tech seat. So we got to get that mounted. We're actually just going to mount it right off of the cage itself instead of running their seat bracket, which I think will look great. Could not tell you how excited I am to have this Race Tech seat in this car. A million times more comfortable, a million times safer than a Kirky seat. It's just as far as driving comfort, I haven't raced in one of these yet, but just sitting in them, you feel way more secure, way safer, just overall better seat. If you guys are building a race car, spend the extra money, get your Race Tech seat. No, it's not a paid advertisement. I think that's about it right now. We've got a measurement for a drive shaft, got that order placed. Throttle linkage is all done. I think that's our update on Slick Rick right now. We do need to order wheels and tires. We got a spare set of 15 by 14s with a 3-inch backspace. These are Weld V-Series with a 315 on them. No, we're not running 315, but it came with the wheels and tires. And then I got these Sanders 15 by 12 with a 1-inch backspace. Those will fit on Slick Rick and the Colorado. So we got some options, wheels and tire wise, but I think we're gonna get a nice set. This will kind of be like a greasy track tire, and then, you know, the 14 wides for good sticky surfaces where you know you're gonna go fast. So car looks sick on projects. It's gonna look sick when we're done. We're just chipping away. Matt's back at his shop getting a bunch of stuff knocked out. We've been here working on literally everything. We've been working on Hank, we've been working on the Corvette, been working on the cow, working on the shop, working on the driveway, and we're about to go pick up a new car tomorrow. Very excited. Comment down below what vehicle you think I'm going to get.
Choppy boy.
Another choppy boy round 2 coming at you. So So I need another daily. I don't know. It's just I couldn't not go without the daily. So I love my trucks. I love driving them around. But I drove it around. I drove my 450 for a week straight. Drive-throughs are a pain in the ass. I drove my Dodge for what, a few days. Now I have that hooked up to my gooseneck, and I've been too lazy to unhook it really. And then I got my other 450, the white one. That's at the shop getting a lift kit and wheels and tires put on it. So need something else to drive. So we're going to New Jersey. Gonna pick it up and hopefully bring it back. That's the plan. So comment down below what you guys think it is. When we get back, we'll do an update video on hopefully the Vet. We can get that fired up, and then we will go do an update video on Hank, and then hopefully get that thing closer to firing up, and then we'll start putting the turbo kit on the Cow and get that close to getting fired up, and then we'll load the Black Sheep up and go down to U.S.
Street Nationals.
U.S. Street Nationals. It is. I always get it wrong, but we're going to U.S. Street Nationals. So that right there, folks, is a clinic on how to do a YouTube video in maybe one and a half takes, maybe 2 takes. Just giving you guys an update what we got going on here at LS Nasty. Go to lsnasty.com. First link in the description below. Check it out. Got some new merchandise coming out very soon. Small Tire Outlaws merchandise coming out very soon. And other than that, you know, if you're not clicking that subscribe button, your mom's a hoe.
I said, whoever threw that paper, your mom's a hoe.